It's a good day mga katoy and welcome to the last, yes, you heard that right, last episode.
Ngayon naman, yung nakadagdag sa hirap is yung pressure. Not to mention na ina-expect nila ikaw pinakamatanda, ikaw yung may mas experience, tapos ako kasi parang hindi ko alam kung saan to nanggaling, pero parang may mga nag-comment kasi nun sa comment section na makuda. Yun, pageant fan ako growing up. So every time I see an Igorota on stage, may nanalong Igorota, ganyan-ganyan, full support ako kasi I feel represented. So when I entered Sanyata, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I want to be that person that I needed when I was younger. Ibig sabihin, more representation, more Igorotas on stage, kahit hindi on the field of pageantry, different fields sana. Piliin mo na lang kung sino yung papakinggan mo. Pero maging wise ka rin kasi hindi mo man sila mapakinggan ngayon, pero darating ka sa point ng buhay mo na marirealize mo na tama sila. So it's always a good idea to keep your doors open, to keep your ears open, be teachable habang bata pa, lalo na't bata pa, and ayun nga, know your priorities talaga. Ang lawak-lawak ng mundo.
It's a good day mga katoy and welcome to the last, yes, you heard that right, last episode namin sa series na to. Kung bakit, explain ko na lang sa dulo ng video, no? And to cap off this series, no, since we started with the beauty queen, we're ending it also with another beauty queen. And of course, sa naging series natin, we started with Miss Lealyn Liban Santos ni Sanyata Nueva Vizcaya 2023. And along the way, we guested some other beauty queens and now we're finishing it off with another beauty queen. But bago tayo magpatuloy, gusto muna namin mag-thank you dahil hindi naging posible itong ating podcast series kung hindi dahil syempre the one and only Papa Jing, Attorney Jose Jing Gambito, of course to Pizzeria Blend, to Marlene's Glute Aesthetic Clinic, and to Sam's Kitchen, naging sponsor nung kabuuan nung ating series. And now, let's bring in someone. Siya kasi, itong guest natin ngayon, no, nung nag-start yung Sanyata Nueva Vizcaya 2024, yung ating recently concluded Sanyata Nueva Vizcaya 2024, isa doon sa mga online, isa siya doon sa mga top favorites talaga. Makikita mo yan sa mga comment section. Siyempre, yun lang naman yung ginagawa namin nung amungan. Nagbabantay kami sa comment section, pinupulsuhan namin yung taong bayan, and nakita namin na isa siya doon sa mga lagi, isa siya doon sa mga favorites hanggang dulo. And yun na nga, nag-end up as one of the top 5 nung ating mga Sanyata beauties sa taon na to. Huwag na natin patagalin, let's bring in our guest for today, Sanyata T. Kasibu 2019, and was the representative of Kasibu for the 2024 Sanyata T. Nueva Vizcaya, no other than Miss Charmaine! Yan! Kung maganda po siya sa screen, mas maganda po siya sa personal.
Grabe.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Charmaine, for siya, no? Yung
siya,
mask na ginagamit na. But before we go further, syempre, like any of our guests, meron kaming gift for Miss Sha. This is an artwork by Miss Shanley. Yan. So, lahat na nag-guest kasi. Actually, titigil na namin podcast kasi wala lang kaming wala lang kaming budget pambili pa. Hindi, pero joke lang. This is an artwork by a local artist kasi syempre goal din po ng podcast team na let's promote and support our local artists. Ayan, saan natin lalagay ito ngayon? Hindi natin malagay may kape. Wala kaming kape ngayon kasi it's an early Saturday morning at wala pang naka-open na coffee shop, no? So baka magulat kayo, ba't sila nakamag ngayon? Wala na ba sila sponsor? Hindi. Wala pa pong bukas kaya we're brewing something from Kasibu to yung beans natin.
Oh, Kasibu, yeah.
Yes, from Kasibu. Okay, so Charmaine, you were Miss Kasibu 2019.
First runner-up.
First runner-up pa pala. First runner-up pa pala. I didn't know that, no? So it took a long time. Sinong title nung time mo? 2019?
Si Rosel Casibang.
Si Miss Rosel. Yes, maalala ko na, no? Kala mo si Rosel Moya. Nag-first runner-up din ata si Rosel nun. So, Miss Kasibu 2019, first runner-up. But eventually, so it was 2019. So, ilang taon bago...
5 years.
It was 5 years bago tong Sanyata Nueva Vizcaya 2024. And like Mellar, no? Mellar, 6 years naman. 6 years naman siya naghintay to have that opportunity for the shot. So, kung first runner-up ka ng 2019, then sumali ka this 2024, ikaw yung pinili ng Kasibu to represent the municipality. Feel ko nawala na sa isip mo to ever represent or hindi naman nawala?
Actually, oo. Akala ko ngayon na yung magiging last pageant ko kasi hindi talaga supportive yung parents ko noon na i-pursue ko yung ganitong career while studying.
Yes.
So, sabi ko sa parents ko, sige, pagbigyan natin tong Kasibu. Kasi magkasunod yun eh. Mutya ng Taguig 2018, tapos Miss Kasibu 2019. Talagang nagagalaw yung focus ko nun sa studies. So, sabi ng parents ko, last mo na yan. Kapag hindi ka nanalo, tigil muna. Tapos, ito na nga, graduate na ako, nag-working na, and then parang out of the blue lang, kasi I used to work with Sir Christian nun sa Miss Kasibu.
Yes.
Parang nagkita kami, I think earlier this year, ganun. Tapos biniro ko siya, sabi ko, Sir, ano na, ginaganon ko lang siya. Tapos sabi niya, sige, sabihin ko sa team. Tapos sabi ko, ay, wow, nagets niya agad. Niloloko ko lang siya, pero hindi ko alam na talagang during that time, they were searching for another sanyata. Ayun. Tapos, I think around before mag-March, ganun, or earlier ng March, kinontak ako. Tapos in-explain sa akin situation na naging mas strict nga daw this year ang sanyata. And then, tinanong ko ilang taon ako. Sabi ko, 24. Sabi, grabe, pasok ka. Ikaw pa yung pinakahuli. Gagawin. So, ayun, sabi ko, wala namang mawawala sa akin. Tapos during that time, pa-resign na ako sa face-to-face job ko noon. So, sakto din kasi I was about to move into Kasibu dahil nga sa mother ko. Yes. Sakto rin na work from home ako. So, sabi ko, wala namang mawawala sa akin. Kanon. I took the challenge.
And nag-pay off naman.
Ay, sobrang nag-pay off.
Kasi Kasibu ended strong this year.
Yeah.
Kahit hindi naman, kasi when you enter the top 5, ang laking bagay na po nun. Kasi this is a provincial level na competition na, no. And at the same time kasi, you were a top favorite online. Hindi yun maikakaila. Makikipag-away ako dun sa makikipag-aryo. Kasi of course, we were monitoring from the start. We were there from the beginning and we've seen how people were very supportive of our Miss Kasibu, no, of Siya. But backtracking tayo konti. We want to know you more personally, no. Who is siya? Actually, a fellow content creator already interviewed you at napanood ko din yun, yung buong storyline, no? The challenges and everything, no? So, sa sarili mong words, sa sarili mong pagkwento, we want to know more about you. Who is siya? Who is Charmaine? Na kinikwento ni Charmaine. Kasi I understand you come from a military family background. Kaya, most of the time, siguro, you didn't really grew up sa Kasibu. Baka may mga times lang na umuwi kayo na Kasibu for vacation and everything. So, how was it? Who is siya sa likod ng persona as Sanyata ti Kasibu?
Ayun nga. So, dahil retired military po yung daddy ko, nung active pa siya, syempre ma-assign siya sa different parts ng Philippines. So, kung maabutan kami ng like summer vacation or Christmas vacation, kung nasan siya, doon kami pupunta. So, nakapunta na kami ng Davao, Zamboanga, nakatira na rin kami ng Nueva Ecija, hanggang sa na-assign siya ng Manila. Doon na sila nag-decide ni Mami na pag-aralin kami doon. Kasi of course, Manila mas in compared to other provinces in the Philippines, talagang kapag sa Manila ka nag-aral, kahit hindi kasikatan yung school mo, nandoon yung bagsak ng opportunities.
Mas may bearing konti.
Yes. So, nag-decide sila na doon na talaga kami tumira. And then, ayun, I'm also half Igorota, half Bisaya kasi. So, yun, Luzon and Mindanao yung parents ko. So, growing up, ang New Year and Christmas namin, palaging hati. It's either mag-Christmas kami in CDO and mag-New Year in Kasibu, or mag-New Year kami in CDO and Christmas in Kasibu. Ganon. So, growing up, sanay kami ng travel, ganyan. Tapos, since military nga si daddy, sobrang strict yan nila. Strict growing up. No boyfriends, no gala. Ang curfew namin, 4 p.m. For example, imbitahan ako ng debut, 8 p.m. So, ang curfew ko niyan, 6 p.m. Tirik pa yung araw niyan.
Yes, sir.
Hindi pa nagsa-start.
Grabe yung 4 p.m.
Tapos, naranasan ko yung may bodyguard, susundan kami sa debut, ganun sila ka-strict. And, ayun, so, nung nakapagtapos na ako, kasi ang agreement namin ng parents ko, once nakapagtapos na ako, I can do anything I want. So, yun, lately, I've been traveling. I think na-mention ko to ng panel interview. Talagang I've been traveling. Na-try ko nang isiksik yung 4 na probinsya sa 3 araw.
Oh, grabe.
Walang tulugan. Matutulog lang kami sa van. So, 4 hours travel ng van. Ganun. Tapos, na-try ko ko na rin magpatato na hindi nagpapaalam. Mga ganun. Pero
alam naman nila na nagpatato ka kay Wangod. Well,
sa Facebook.
Kahit sino naman, di ba? It's up to
Tsaka kay Wangod naman.
Yes, okay.
Oo. Actually, happy-go-lucky ako. Ang first impression sa akin, ng karamihan na tao is RBF ako, which is totoo naman kasi hindi talaga ako palangiti. But when you get to know me personally talaga, madaldal din ako.
Ang fierce nga nung pan eh. Actually yung malala nyo nung pan. Sashing. Kasi that was the first time na we got to see you face to face, no? Ang fierce, sabi namin. Model yung look talagang. Kaya sabi namin, parang nangangain ng tao. Yung persona, no?
Nanginginig yung buong mukha ko nung sashing. Kasi parang, nung sinabihan ako, up to the sashing day, parang chill-chill pa lang ako nun. Tapos nung na-realize ko na nung nakikita ko na ibang candidates na talagang sinusuot na yung Alfonso Castañeda, Jadiba, yung bang sabi ko, oh my gosh, susuot ko na yung Kasibu, wait lang. Parang doon na nanlamig yung buong ano ko. Akala ko sa movies lang siya nangyayari. Nangyayari pala siya in person. So, yung na-practice namin for how many weeks na pasarela, yung ngiti, hindi ko nagawa.
Okay.
Ang hirap ngumiti. Ganon.
Ang fun nga, kaya nga sabi namin, nagbibiroan kami. Kita niyo sa Kasibu, ano? Ang tapang ng itsura. Talagang fierce yung look. But in a good way. Actually, kasi sometimes sa mga pageant, dahil sa sobrang parang lahat ito yung ginagawa, the smile and everything. Kaya ka din medyo nag-stand out during the sashing kasi iba yung aura. Yung something new, parang gano'n. Especially for Nueva Vizcaya, na sanay na paglabas ng kandidata, talagang sagad yung smile. But talaga yung model look, yung model vibes na gano'n. So growing up, of course, given na yan. Siyempre, strict ang papa dahil nga military ang background, no? Which is, I think, marami na makaka-relate na mga coming from military family backgrounds, no? But, yun nga yung gusto kong puntuhin. You've been all around the country with those provinces na ang dami mo na napuntahan. You've been going back and forth, Luzon to Visayas, no? Buti hindi nawala yung puso for Kasibu.
Hindi talaga eh. To be honest, ilang beses akong na-invite for Miss Cagayan de Oro. Kasi kung tutusin, taga doon din naman tatay ko. Tapos, doon din ako pinanganak. Tapos, gustong-gusto ko siyang, salihan. Pero for some reason, kapag nandiyan na yung imbitasyon, palagi kong dinadoubt yung sarili ko. Whereas, nung inimbitahan ako for Miss Kasibu 2019, agad ako.
Ang bilis agad nung
Oo, hindi ko alam bakit. Sabi ko kay Mami, bakit ganun? At saka mas compared to Ilocano, mas fluent ako ng Bisaya. Kahit na medyo pa rin, tungingi pa rin Bisaya ako. Mas
yun yung
fan mo. Sabi ko kay Mami, bakit ganun? Sabi ng Mami ko, siguro kasi when you go to either of your provinces, yung the way na mag-adapt ka sa culture, mas malapit ka talaga sa mga pinsan mo doon sa Kasibu. Which is totoo naman kasi not to generalize the Bisaya people, but when I go to CDO kasi syempre yung personality ng mga Bisaya doon strong, very outspoken. Walang walang introvert. Siguro ako na yung pinaka-introvert
sa mga Bisaya.
Ako na yung pinaka-introvert sa lagay na to doon. Tapos when I go to Kasibu, ako na yung pinaka-extrovert naman doon. So parang yung yung pag-a-adapt ko on both side of the families, mas comfortable ako sa
part mo sa mother side.
I think wrong word yung comfortable, pero siguro mas ma-expressive ako dito sa mga sa mother side.
Sa mother side, sa
siguro
pamilya
kasi nakikinig lang sila. Introvert kasi nakikinig lang ako lang yung madaldal, ganun.
And somehow, not to parang hindi naman sa nagiging bias tayo. Somehow kasi, like me, may mga pinsan, kumbaga yung sa father side ko naman is, although malapit lang, marami din mga Ilocano sa Nueva Ecija, but iba pa rin kasi yung upbringing sa kanila doon.
Yeah.
And somehow, talagang totoo yun na kung minsan saan ka mas malapit, siyempre mas malapit yung puso mo doon. No, sa side ng family mo na mas close ka, either father side yan or mother side. And for whatever reasons, minsan talaga yung puso mo. And yun nga yung nakakatuwa kasi never nawala sa puso mo yung Kasibu. And by the way, kami lagi namin sinasabi from the start, we love Kasibu talaga. Sa totoo lang, first time ko kasing mapak ng Kasibu was during the time na I was already working for the late Governor CMP. First time ko talaga umapak ng Kasibu. And nung una, layo sa akin ng Kasibu. But now, parang bumubiyahe na lang ako pa Bayombong. And hindi ko pa naabot lahat, but my God, ang ganda po ng Kasibu kung hindi nyo pa. Kung taga Nueva Vizcaya at hindi pa kayo nakakaapak ng Cebu, it's one place in Nueva Vizcaya that you must go. Kasi hindi lang yung place, it's the people actually.
That's true.
Iba yung pagiging hospitable ng mga taga Cebu. Kaya kami, pansinin nila, ang close namin sa mga taga Cebu. Ayan, sina Nash, sina Sultan, di ba? Parang karamihan ng part nung circle namin dito sa Boyombo. Mga taga Cebu. Kaya nga sobrang lapit ng namin. Kasi iba yung culture iba yung sense of community pag taga Cebu.
For some reason, iba talaga.
Well, kasi yan yung naging issue din dito itong previous na Sanyata. And syempre sa part natin, we understand the process. We understand why it needs to be done. No? Nakakatuwa lang, like sa inyo, sa Cebu. Of course, si Rika, kung nanonood si Rika ngayon at magparamdam ka, Rika, no? Wala kasing sour graping sa part niya. Kasi nung pagkapanalo niya, she already knew na may possibility na hindi siya ang sali kasi nga meron tayong... And idol na idol ka ni Rika. Kasi yun, hindi kasi yun showy. Kasi fan yun ma-pride ng tao yun. Hindi yun showy, but fan. She was really rooting for you. Well, the Sanyata 2024 journey, pag-usapan lang natin konti. No? How was it for you na nung 2019, you told yourself, your family told you na it was over. Tama na muna ang pageantry. But timing din, sabi mo nakagraduate ka na and you were already free to do what you want. How was the journey nung itong recently concluded na Sanyata Nueva Vizcaya 2024? What a perspective of someone na parang hindi na siya binigyan ng thought dati tapos biglang out of the blue, biglaan lang lahat. How was it?
I think yun yung so far pinakamahirap na pageant for me. Mas mahirap
Nakailang pageant ka na ba? Gumama yung listahan.
Mutya ng Taguig. Panglima na to.
Oh, this is the 5th.
Mas mahirap siya kaysa dun sa training ko dun sa first pageant ko noon. Kasi, parang, kung yung first pageant ko noon, parang, okay, bata ka pa lang naman, parang beginner ka lang, it's okay. Ngayon naman, yung nakadagdag sa hirap is yung pressure. Not to mention na ina-expect nila, ikaw pinakamatanda, ikaw yung may mas experience, tapos ako kasi parang, hindi ko alam kung saan to nanggaling, pero parang, may mga nag-comment kasi nun sa comment section na, makuda. So, parang, gusto kong i-reply na, ngayon po, hindi na. Parang ganun
May ganung impression. Feel ko may nagpakalat kasi ng ganun na, pag wag yung pahawakin ng mic, nangangain ng mic. Sa pageantry kasi pag sinabi mo nangangain po ng mic, hindi kinakain yung mic Pag nangangain ng mic, meaning ambibo pag sumagot. So, may ganung sinet na impression sa'yo.
Pero kasi ganun din naman talaga ako nung way back sa pageant ko sa Miss Cebu, talagang makuda ako. Hindi ako nang bibitin ng Q&A. Like what I did dito sa Sanyata.
Sa panel, talagang we were really impressed. Kasi doon lang kami sa side we were watching and we were really impressed doon sa panel interview.
Kulang pa ako sa tulog. Kaka-review.
Not even your best pala yung
Not my best, oo. At saka, ayun nga, nandyan yung pressure kasi diba, from the very start of this pageant, parang si Madam Ruth, she made it clear na gusto talaga nilang magsabak ng someone na talagang fit for nationals. Kaya they become more strict, mas selective yung this year, yung qualifications and standards. And then parang coming from someone na yun nga, medyo kilalang sa Cebu, sumali na before, parang everybody was saying na pasok ka na dyan, height pa lang, sa ganito, sa ganyan yan. So sabi ko, okay, pasok na ako. Tapos nung parang, syempre, hindi naman ako perfect. So may mga times na napapaisip ako sa sarili ko, kaya ko nga ba talaga the responsibility of carrying the sash of Cebu and yung expectations ng
dito sa
Sanyata level. So, yun yung parang naging struggle ko everyday. Not to mention yung trainings kasi. Yung trainers na kinuha ko, ewan ko ano nakain ko, yung mga trainers na kinuha ko, taga Baguio. So, may times kasi na nag-on-site ako sa work. Monday to Friday yan. So, nandiyan na naman yung, kasi dati sa Miss Cebu, I think nakwento ko siya dun sa isang vlog ko. Dati sa Miss Cebu, Friday night, uwi ako ng Nueva Vizcaya.
Yes, napanood ko yun.
Oo, tapos naging ganun ulit siya, but this time, at least Baguio, 5 hours travel na lang. Tapos, ayun, naging ganun ulit yung routine ko hanggang sa I decided to take a 1-month leave sa work. Kasi
just for this?
Yeah, just for this. Kasi sabi ko, parang niloloko ko na yung sarili ko. Buti noon, estudyante ako, kaya kong
ngayon, you're working.
Ngayon I'm working na. At saka, this one kasi, ang pageantry, pwede mo siyang i-pursue as a career.
Yes.
So, ayun, kinusap ko yung parents ko na, since may potential naman ako, yabang ko pa. Since may potential
The confidence
naman
of
ako,
it.
payagan nyo na ako mag 1 month leave. Kasi, so, parang bihira lang yata yung kandidata na nakakaulit for Sanyata.
Yes.
Oo, ganun. So, ayun, pumayag naman sila and then full support din sila.
But how was it with the other candidates? Being one of, are you the eldest or one?
One of the eldest, I think 3 kami.
Oo. Now being one of the eldest, syempre ate ang tingin talaga sa'yo doon.
Hindi ako sanay na ate yung tawag sa akin. Dati parang siya, ngayon parang ate siya. Kalugtong batch namin, which is totoo naman. Kasi, well, kung titignan mo kami on stage, syempre, full composure, full fight mode talaga. Pero kapag backstage, kumakaldag-kaldag kami. Nagtotwork kami, ganon. Lokohan, ganyan.
Kumbaga, sa bagay, yung ating reigning nga, yung ating nakoronahan.
Yun talaga yung
promotor.
Intrusive thoughts mo.
Mellar. Hello, Mellar. Ikaw daw ang promotor. Pero, well, given the bubbly...
Di-represent ka talaga kami.
So, ganun pala. Kaya pala, kumbaga, yung leader leader ngayon ng mga Sanyata, sa kanya.
Po.
Nailabas niya yung pan. Going further now, since we're trying to keep it shorter for the editor, thank you. Growing up as an IP, isang buwan yan, no? How proud of you of your heritage of being someone coming from an indigenous people's community? Kumbaga dalawa yung tanong ko How proud of you as an IP? Nagkaroon ba ng kahit paano may pag nare-raise up yung IP card nag-suffer ka din ba from discrimination from other people or
No.
Never
Thankfully,
naman.
no naman. Sa pagiging IP, ha? Thankfully, hindi naman. At saka, growing up, I don't remember a single moment na ikinahiya ko na I'm Igorota. Ganon. A lot of people, syempre, parang ang daming misconceptions about Igorotas, ganyan. Pero, I always take my time to explain my culture kasi nga proud ako At kasi kung nasan tayo ngayon, it wouldn't be possible because of our family members na na nagtulong-tulungan na. And not only family members, kasi when you come home to Kasibu, akala mo magkakamag-anak mo, pero magkakapit-bahay pala, magkakaibigan, not even blood-related. Pero kung titignan mo yung bond, parang family. So, ganun yung klase ng environment that I was raised in. So, every time na parang IP yung topic or yung pinanggalingan ko yung topic, talagang hindi ko siya kinakahiya. And every time na may nakita ko on stage, kasi nga, pageant fan ako ever since birth. Kasi yung mami ko, Miss Kasibu din siya, 1994.
Ay.
Yes.
So, it runs in the family pala.
It runs in the blood. Yun, pageant fan ako growing up. So, every time I see an Igorota on stage, may nanalong Igorota, ganyan-ganyan, full support ako kasi I feel represented. So, when I entered Sanyata, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I want to be that person that I needed when I was younger. Ibig sabihin, more representation, more Igorotas on stage, kahit hindi on the field of pageantry, different fields sana.
As a proud daughter naman of Kasibu, yung nga, sa bagay na nabanggit mo na pala kanina, not even once na kinahiya mong you're from Kasibu, you're very proud. Siguro, I assume na growing up, when people ask about na, where's Kasibu, nandun ka nag-e-explain
kung... magbus ka, ganito. Tapos pagdating mo ng Bambang, sumakay. Mga ganun explanation. Talagang I take my time. Ganun.
To explain to people where is Kasibu, how naturally vibrant. Going there, I hope in the future we can still invite you for some other topics naman. No? Especially that upcoming ang Citrus Festival. Baka may update ka about Citrus Festival. Pang-ilan na to na Citrus Festival actually na. Kasi kami, since Kasibu is close to our hearts, we always promote sa way na alam namin, kaya namin. Like, we highlight yung mga postings ng isang Citrus Festival. Pero hindi pa talaga ako nakaka-attend ng Citrus Festival. The last time na supposedly a-attend ako was during the search. Si Kragi lang yung nakapunta. Kasi gabi na, hindi na kaya nung kumbaga drain na yung aking... Kasi ako hindi lang ako emotional, social battery, may physical battery din. Drain na ako pagdating ng mga bandang past 5. So, hindi ako nakasama. But hopefully this year, I can attend Citrus Festival.
Yeah.
May updates ka?
So, official dates, I think wala pa. But yung coronation night ng Miss Kasibu 2024, sure. It will be on August 9. That's a Friday.
Surely nandun ka.
Sure na nandun ako talaga. Namimigay ng citrus.
Yan eh. Si Rika actually last year, kasi hindi nga ako naka-attend. So, nung pagbaba niya, may dala siyang ilang bag. Ilang bag ng citrus. Ilang eco bag ng citrus at dinala sa amin. No? And surely, of course, we will help in promoting itong festival po ng Kasibu. Kasi we're known as the citrus capital of Luzon.
Yeah.
It's something na kahit hindi ka taga Kasibu, it's something na part ng identity of a Nuevo Vizcayano. And sabi ko nga, I can still remember CMP, the late Carlos M. Padilla, na lagi niya sinasabi nun. It's something that we should be proud of, yung mga citrus ng Kasibu, because it's already our identity.
Yeah.
Dati kilala lang kasi tayo sa watershed haven ng Cagayan Valley, but now we're the citrus capital of Luzon, and it's a product that we are.
It's export quality.
Yes, export quality. And the same time, yung kwento kasi, and hopefully some other time we can talk about, kasi kung paano dumating ang citrus industry sa Kasibu. Pag nalaman nyo po yung kwento, napaka-inspiring. It's part nung identity natin as a resilient class of people. Hindi umuurong. Kasi nung time, ewan ko kung naabutan mo yung time na yun, but noon hindi ka makaakyat ng Kasibu kung hindi mga 6x6 yung mga sasakyan na ginagamit. Doon pa lang sa Antutot, hirap ka na umakyat.
Naabutan ko po yun, yung top load.
Yes. Naabutan mo. Di ba? Yung grabe, yung putik. Di ba? But now, look at Kasibu with the help of course, our leaders in government, with the help of our community leaders, with the help of everyone, of all Nuevo Vizcayanos. No? Na now, hindi na tayo kailangang sumakay ng 6x6 na truck para lang marating ang Kasibu.
Pwede na siyang i-joyride.
Yes, pwede na i-joyride kahit motor.
Yeah.
Diba? Dati nga, ang layo para sa akin, Edralin Falls. But now, kung gusto namin pumunta ng Edralin Falls, dali na lang namin pumunta. Thankfully to our leaders. No? Of course, a long-lasting legacy of CMP din. And with the help, of course, yung mga leaders natin ngayon, of course, Mayor Tayaban, Vice Mayor Chito, of course, Governor Gambito. With the help of all of our leaders, no? And of course, with the community. Look up what Kasibu is now, and something that we should all be proud of. Now, lastly, we would like to hear a message from you para naman dun sa mga nag-idolize. Kasi imposibleng wala. During the Sanyata journey, marami na naglo-look up to you as their role model. Especially yung mga IPC brothers and sisters natin na, uy, si Charmaine, nakaya niya. What more sa atin? Kaya din natin yon. So, any message naman natin para dun sa mga people, especially the young people who looks up to you?
Siguro, not necessarily enter pageantry, but more of like, know your priorities. Kasi pwede ka pa rin namang maging sanyata on your own right. Pwede ka pa rin maging inspirasyon sa kapwa natin, IP or Kasibunyan. Basta't tiwala lang sa sarili and studies first. Sobrang laking factor po ng kung sino ako, yung mga napag-aralan ko. Not only sa school, but also dun sa mga naging mentors ko. It's always a good idea to listen to your parents, teachers. I know sinasabi na siya palagi, but piliin mo na lang kung sino ipapakinggan mo. Pero maging wise ka rin kasi hindi mo man sila mapakinggan ngayon, pero darating ka sa point ng buhay mo na marirealize mo na tama sila. So it's always a good idea to keep your doors open, to keep your ears open, be teachable habang bata pa, lalo na't bata pa, and ayun nga, know your priorities talaga. Ang lawak-lawak ng mundo, and who knows kung saan mararating mo.
Tama. At you're only 24, tama?
24.
And you're just starting life kung tutuusin. Diba? Kamusta naman yung 40 dun sa likod ng camera? Of course, behind the camera, as usual, we have Craggy the drone guy, and of course, we have James Jimenez na mag-edit ng video na to. Well, thank you. And at the same time, sabi ko kanina, well, this is our last episode. Last recorded episode. The next episodes of our squad podcast will be done live. So, we're taking the risk. Kasi ang problema namin minsan pag live kasi you can't edit out.
Yeah, that's
true. But somehow, napansin namin kasi yung platform kasi namin, Novoviz as a platform, is known for being authentic. And somehow, a recorded video kasi nababawasan yung pagka-authentic niya kasi we get to take things out. No? But with a live interview, with a live podcast. So, this is our last episode, recorded episode, but we will be still doing this every Saturday morning. Yun na yung deal namin kanina. It's Saturday morning, we'll be doing Facebook Live for the Squad Podcast. So, hindi naman kami nagpapaalam, hindi rin namin tinatapos yung ating series, yung recorded series. Pero yung live series, the Squad Podcast live series will start next week. Thank you so much, of course, to Papa Jing, Attorney Jing Gambito, our governor, for being very supportive of the local content creators community and for bringing this kind of stories to the people. So that's the very goal of this series, no? And of course, to Pizzeria Blend, our constant partners, Pizzeria Blend, Marilene's Glute Aesthetic Clinic, and Sam's Kitchen, no? You can look for their Facebook business pages on the comment section. So thank you so much, and see you at the Citrus Festival 2024. Of course, the ever beautiful Charmaine will be there.
See you, everyone.
Yung aming maasim na citrus queen nandun din, syempre, si Rika, who will be passing the crown this year.
Yes.
And feel ko mag-focus daw siya sa mga advocacies niya after niyang mag-turnover. So thank you so much for your time and hope to see you again during our first, ang hilig namin sa first live series naman ng ating Squad Podcast. Thank you so much and have a good day mga katoyo.